Wisdom in 8,000 Lines, Reba. A humble revision of the wonderful achievement of the late Dr. Edward Conze, now of the 21st century. By Richard Babcock. Chapter 15. Gods. The Beginner's Task. Subhuti, how does a Bodhisattva which is just beginning stand in perfect wisdom, how train oneself? The Lord, such a Bodhisattva tends to, loves and honors good friends. Any good friends are such as instruct and admonish this Bodhisattva in perfection of wisdom, and such as expound its meaning. These expound this perfection as follows: Come here, you born of good family, make endeavours in these 6 perfections. Achieve generosity, guard morality, perfect patience, and exert with vigour, enter into concentration or mastery of perfection in wisdom, all this turn over for no reason. Such is nature as suchness, unthinkable, intangible, full enlightenment. Do not misconstrue full enlightenment as form or any skandhas. Intangible also is all knowledge. Neither long for nor settle in any levels, as for instance, of Sravaka as disciple or Pratyekabuddha. It is thus Subhuti, a Bodhisattva beginning gradually through these good friends enters into the perfecting of wisdom, by, through, and from her unlimited and all-permeating perfectness. How a Bodhisattva helps beings. Subhuti, doers of what is difficult are these Bodhisattvas which set out to realize fully benevolent enlightenment. Due to this practice of these 6 perfections as herein described, these do not wish to realize some private nirvana of some own being. Bodhisattvas survey these highly painful worlds of beings. These aspire to realize full enlightenment, and still these do not tremble at birth and death. The Lord, so it is. Doers of what is difficult are these Bodhisattvas which set out for the benefit and happiness of worlds, out of compassion. We are a shelter for worlds, a refuge, a place of rest, a complete relief, islands, lights, and leaders of worlds. We equanimously reveal full enlightenment and resort to these worlds. With these words these ones make diligent efforts to realize such full enlightenment. 1. How is any Bodhisattva awakened to full enlightenment and come to be the shelter of worlds? These bring to light the nature of suffering, and even by doing this, so offer protection from sufferings which belong to these deep skandhas of birth and death. Also these struggle and make efforts to rid the worlds of any and all sufferings, whether a hurt by some sleight of heart, a bruised knee, or deep and severe as causing the pains of both birth and death. 2. How are these the world's refuge? These reveal as free from birth, decay, illness, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, sadness, and despair any beings who are doomed to undergo these by bringing understanding of the true and complete nature of these conditions, to any beings who desire to know and are willing to listen. 3. How are these the world's resting place? Tathagatas demonstrate Dharma to beings, they may learn to not embrace anything whatsoever. Subhuti, how does this non-embracing come about? The Lord, non-embracing comes about, or more accurately, is realized regarding form, feeling, perception, impulse, and consciousness, and is the same as in any skandhas, dharmas, or phenomena. What comes to be revealed is an inherent non-arising and uniform non-sustainability, from which is non-production, and so non-stopping. As no thing whatsoever can be revealed in, or, of any beginning, how could any such thing stop? This is revealed and eventually realized as true of any and all skandhas, which would have been seen, or thought of, or experienced as either thoughts, words and writings, or even actions, as these merely indicate notions only of form, feeling, perception, impulse, or consciousness of anything whatsoever as already being non-embraced. What does not exist, in truth, cannot be embraced. One thus learns not to even think to embrace anything as a result of this cognition and vision. Non-embracing is already established as of itself and timelessly self-existent. Once revealed, what comes about is our realization of such. All dharmas are non-embracing, for such cannot be embraced, and these are also non-arising as lacking attributes such as coming into being, to begin with, and consequently dwelling in time, duration and place, and ceasing to exist. For, how are these the complete relief of worlds? Any state of form is not form, but formless, and so beyond form, and this same fact applies to any state of feeling, perception, impulse and consciousness, and all dharmas. Subhuti, if form, etc., and all dharmas, as any phenomena, are beyond mere appearance, as such these bodhisattvas fully know and realize all dharmas, as here is no discrimination between them. The gradual dawning of the realization of all knowledge. The Lord, so it is. Beyond these mere appearances, here is no discrimination. Through this non-discrimination are all dharmas fully known to bodhisattvas. This also is most difficult yet effortless, as bodhisattvas meditate on all dharmas, at once, and neither realize, nor are cowed, and these meditate thus. In this way are all dharmas fully known, and thus awakened as full enlightenment, we demonstrate and reveal these dharmas. 5. How are these the islands of worlds? Islands are pieces of land limited by water, as rivers or great lakes. Just so form, etc., is only limited at its perceived beginning and end, and so are all dharmas. This limitation of all dharmas is the same as this calm quiet, this sublime, as nirvana, as this which is really existing, the unperverted or undifferentiated. 6. How are these the lights of worlds? Here these bodhisattvas, once having come to realize full enlightenment, cannot help but to reveal its light and subsequent knowledge to help dispel this dark obscurity and defiled gloom of non-cognizance from beings who for long are enveloped as the membrane of this eggshell of ignorance, and overcome by darkness, so these illuminate these beings through wisdom. 7. How are these leaders of worlds? As these are enlightened, bodhisattvas demonstrate dharma in order to reveal this absence of production and stopping as but one attribute of infinite quintessential nature of skandhas, and also as these very same dharmas which constitute and distinguish ordinary people, Sravakas as disciples, Pratyekabuddhas, bodhisattvas and Buddhas, indeed all dharmas which are no dharma, yet uniform in essence and no thing in general. 8. How are these the resort of worlds? As these are enlightened, bodhisattvas demonstrate dharma by teaching these skandhas are situated as one and the same as this space of worlds. All dharmas exist in equal balance and exchange, as and with space. This does not come, this does not go, this is the same as space. Space neither comes nor goes, is neither made nor unmade, nor affected, space neither stands up to, nor as such does space last, nor endure, such is neither produced nor stopped. The same is true of all dharmas which are, as this fashion of space, indiscriminate. Only within mind's less refined activity as consciousness is thought lent of itself to discriminate, and such fathers this great delusion, mothers this great illusion, and begets this great suffering.